Hello everybody, welcome to Crowdfunding Countdown. We're going to take a look at every single board game campaign finishing up in the next week, and we're going to get right into it. No preamble, nothing. I'm not even going to vamp right now. We're right into it. We're getting into it. See, we're going right forward. I'm not going to say another single word. We're going to get into it now. We're starting right now. We're starting very soon. We're starting right after I thank all of my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and putting up with me. Just putting up with me. Just thank you. Thank you for being you. If you've watched this channel for a long time and you want to support, you can like, subscribe, share, join the Patreon, whisper it into your partner's ear as you go to sleep. Say, hey, dream of room and board. Just lean over in an intimate moment and say, I love watching Chris George. Just completely out of the blue. It'll work. It'll be good. All right, so let's get into it. We're starting off with this Dungeon Degenerates Hand of Doom, the 6th printing. This is not funded yet, but the last time it was on here, I mistakenly thought that it looked more RPG than sort of tabletop, and I got smacked down in the comments. So I'm going to be sure to cover it better than I did last time. So the 6th printing, they're bringing it back with presumably some more stuff. And look, now I believe it's a board game. Look, they're showing me board game. Okay, that was a weird video. They were kind of just covering, I guess, the scenarios that happened. And then at the end, they're like, hey, tariffs are tough, but he had a stroke in 2018, so don't worry about it. All right, fair enough. Dungeon Degenerates dips the players headfirst into the War Strike, a fully realized dark humorous world of swords, sausages, and sorcery. Tell me more about the sausages. That reflects the real world like a funhouse mirror. Injected with a near-fatal dose of metal punk flavor, Dungeon Degenerates Hand of Doom drips with theme and is a branching, campaign, narrative-driven, intense adventure that gives players old-school RPG flavor in a convenient board game box. I believe you're a board game now. I believe it. People are talking. What's in the box? A big old board, some character mats, sure. Now the real question is, are you going to give me a rulebook this time? I really don't like this. I say the last time we released Kickstarter exclusive adventures was our very first campaign in 2016. In the years since then, we've heard from many fans asking us to reissue these characters, but we won't do it. That's what exclusive to this campaign means, and we mean it. We've seen Infamous Butcher and Angel of Death on the secondary market, sometimes listed for over $100. The lesson here is get more than one of the item, because in the future, someone will want to buy it from you. Goblinko can't sell these adventures after the Pledge Manager, but you can. Feel free to purchase as many as you'd like. These adventures will never be available again. That sucks. That's just stupid. That is like, I understand campaign exclusive. People like exclusivity, and you are making sure that the thing that you get is exclusive and won't be printed again. But when fans who come to the game later are like, hey, we really want this thing, and you just say, I know you want it. No, somebody else can make money off of instead of us. I don't know. I know there's all you friggin' scalpers out there who love to speculate on board game prices, but I've never bought a board game thinking, oh, I want to sell this down the line. If I was doing that, I would just buy stock. Why would I do that with games? Maybe because you know the most about games and you don't know the stock market. Sure. But like, I would be getting it to play it. So just them saying, well, you better buy a couple copies because definitely people will want it down the line. And we won't be selling it for a completely arbitrary reason. Just to say, no, you know what? No, it's exclusive to the campaign. We get it. Just put exclusive to Kickstarter so that you can do another campaign. You can fund it if people want to get those extras down the line. Like, you're just purposefully gatekeeping content for the sake of selling more right now, which I understand. All you need to say is there may not be enough demand to print these down the line, but then that doesn't sound as good. You're like, oh, people won't want them. I don't know. That just seems, I just hate that so much. Get it for $84. Take advantage of the low price and combined shipping and get one for a friend. They're really like, you should buy 7 copies. Honestly, buy 10. If you aren't buying 20 copies of Dungeons of Degenerates, of Doom, of Danger, what are you even doing with your life? I have an entire pallet of 76 copies being sent my way because I know that down the line, I might lose that one piece 77 times. And so it's good to have, oh, I missed it. I know this about myself. I always lose it 77 times. I only bought 76 copies. this is monstrous. Hopefully somebody else will have bought it so that I can buy it off of you down the line. That's just a guarantee that down the line I will be wanting to purchase it from you for the 77th time that I lose something. It's a guarantee you should buy 17 copies so that you can be my backup as well. I don't think you're going to give me a rulebook or a gameplay section, which is a shame because people were supportive of this. People were like, no, it's a good game. I've played it. I enjoyed it in the comments last time. And so I was excited to see this pop up again. But that's really, really set me off. They're just saying, get this, get this, get this, get this, and then we have shipping estimates. There's no rule book, no real how to play section. I mean, I guess there's a couple videos that you can watch. How to play Dungeon Degenerates from Geek and Sundry. So you're going to move around the board. You're choosing a stance. You know what it is? I've always had, no shade to Becca Scott, but I've always had an issue understanding any rules from from a video that Becca Scott reads. And I think it might be because she focuses so heavy on terminology. And when the game has heavy terminology and you don't explain what that terminology is in order to keep the videos like succinct and short, then I go, well, what the heck's that? Like the Doom track. Why do I care about a Doom track? Right? I don't know. And this is also why I like having rulebooks, so that I can have a visual reference so that I can actually understand and learn in the way that best suits my learning style, which is shouting at people, not having people shout at me. If you're interested in that, it finishes Wednesday, May 28th at 2:59 a.m. I don't know why you would, again, buy this campaign. It seems like a standard run across the map. You can build up your skills. You're going to roll dice. The art style is the thing that sets it apart, I guess. So if you really like that, maybe. But that thing about, well, buy more so that you can sell it later, I really don't like that. So yeah, not really that interested. Let's move along to this one. The Bumfuzzled Vault is open. Revisit the otherwise retired whimsical wooden puzzles that started it all. Available only for a limited time. This will be the final time any of these puzzles will be available. I don't know anything about this. Maybe it's just puzzles. All the puzzles except number 13, because it's unlucky, for $1,000? 810. What in tarnation is Bumfuzzled? Yeah, it's just a bunch of jigsaw puzzles. You match shapes, uncovering a mesmerizing work of original puzzle art as you piece it together. So they just don't tell you what you're making, and they're just weird shapes. I mean, they seem cool. They definitely seem cool if you like jigsaw puzzles. But it also feels like I would hate it. It's just like the equivalent of having an all-white puzzle, you know? I guess all those greens will stick together, and you're doing the shapes together. Honestly, now that I think about it, this might be good survivor training. Getting a puzzle with different shapes and having to like just quickly try to figure out where the shapes intersect with each other and figure out the puzzle. That might be really good survivor training. They're probably way too expensive. Yeah. I mean, they're $50 each, which makes sense since they look like really good quality. The fall series, spring series, winter series, original series. Yeah, one of these puzzles is like $80 Canadian for me. So way too expensive for me, but if you're a big puzzle fan, I realized that I am a jigsaw puzzle master. I wasn't a big fan of puzzles for a while. And then I did one a couple years ago, and I realized that, yeah, I'm the best puzzler that the world's ever seen. So if you're the second best, maybe you're interested. For me, I'm just the best. I already know. I've already done them all. I can finish it 20 seconds. 20 seconds flat. 1,000-piece puzzle, 20 seconds. Easy. I get into a weird, I'm almost like Winston from New Girl when I do puzzles, because I get the most competitive that I ever have. And I just I get really rude, and there's a lot of trash talk, and there's a lot of expletives of joy, and calling everybody else around the table little babies for not getting the pieces that I got. And when they get pieces, I try to also put them down in the process. My family has said it's not a good experience, but I think they're just embarrassed because I'm so much of a better puzzler than they are, really. I was like, yeah, oh, did you see this piece? I'll shout it out. I got really intense with the puzzling, and that made it made it very enjoyable for me. And enjoyable for other people, I'm sure. Let's move on to this one, Neuroscape, a cyberpunk TCG. Boot up and dive into a high-stakes digital battleground of this next-gen tactical cyberpunk trading card game, printed by WJPC. Wicked Juicy People cards. I think that's what it stands for. Or the Wicked Juicy People Company. They're wicked and juicy. You know me, I also hate trading card games. I think trading card games are inherently predatory. A few people commented on my Hearthstone video where I deleted everything Hearthstone recently and said like, oh, this is a good video and it's helping them stop. And that makes me incredibly proud. That's one of my favorite videos because trading card games can be very addictive. I just think inherently the model is predatory. So it always takes a lot for me to ever consider diving in, but I do like looking at the mechanics and seeing if anything is different. Here it's just, again, a bunch of different art. This is another one where I feel like often will rely on you being like, hey, buy this for later so you can sell it for later, or buy this so you get really valuable cards, right? Even the 001 out of 001 serialized cards to show the numbers and how exclusive and rare these things are going to be, and getting in on the ground floor is, I don't know, it's not really why I like games. Because again, I like games for the games and not for the stock market aspect of it. If I wanted the stock market, I would play Stock Exchange. Boot up and dive into a high-stakes virtual battlefield, master your arsenal of characters, programs, and cyberware to become the champion of the digital underground. Let's see. I mean, we're going to see what you do. They don't have a large megacorp behind them, just a sheer determination to make their cyberpunk dream a reality. We just hope that you'll buy into this and make us filthy, filthy rich. Initiate Pack. Choose one duo deck, a starter kit from the 3 available. $40. I don't mind that. That feels... $20 for a deck feels reasonable in terms of those prices. Again, for me in Canada, it'll probably end up being like $40 after shipping, but one duo deck and then one booster display. So for $110, you can get a bunch of booster packs, which I will admit, going through the booster packs and cracking them open, there is some excitement to it. You get a lot of cards. I know that from going through the Universis booster pack deck, but I think almost the opening of it and the collecting aspect ends up being more fun than the playing of the game aspect. Oh, or you can get this iconic pack, $5,000. Have they told you how the game is played yet? No. But are they trying to sell you on it? Yep. Download more RAM. Don't know what that means. I feel like I've seen that image before. How to play. Here's the core mechanics. Let's see. Battle with characters, programs, cyberware to destroy your opponents by bioframe or main. Each player has two separate health pools: bioframe, your flesh and bone, and your mainframe, your neural implant. If either of these health pods get to 0, the player is eliminated. I think that's potentially fun. You can target, you can really streamline, you can focus on protecting one, you can sacrifice damage on one, especially if you're not being attacked on that side of things. That could be a really interesting meta. That is a potential of something being very interesting here that I haven't seen. Choose between installing RAM or drawing cards every turn. Make meaningful strategic choices. Never get resource blocked again. So RAM, I assume, is your like mana pool. RAM is committed to characters as long as they stay in play. Manage your resources wisely to gain the edge over the competition. Mainframes start in play and have powerful faction synergies. They have 3 slots, which programs or viruses can be attached to, powering up your defenses or infecting your opponent's mind. Okay, so mainframes are just like your player character. Faction synergies just means you're constructing your deck with the same color. And attach cyberware to characters to power them up, or attach malicious cyberware to debuff people. So again, there are attack cards or there are buff cards. That's fairly standard. There is an app, cool, and official rulebook. Okay, official rulebook. Way to go. There's 62 pages, but let's just look at the basics. 2v2, you share a bioframe and a mainframe health pool of 20 each. I think the way you will want to play this is 1v1, you know? Ability and ability cost using the RAM, I assume. Yeah, so you activate these synergy bonuses when you have those types of cards out. Yeah, so you can choose to either draw cards or give yourself action points, which I like. Yeah, and it comes back running unless it was a forced quit, so there's ways to destroy the RAM or whatever. I like that potential balance. So there's a couple things that are interesting. The potential balance of the resource juggling seems neat, and the dual health tracking does seem neat as well. Again, it's a trading card game though, and you're going to feel, I don't know, like you hate yourself unless you buy a million packs. I hope that the starter decks are good. Maybe the starter decks will be interesting, but when we're still talking for $10 shipping to the US, $25 shipping to Canada for a starter pack, I'm looking at $90 for the potential of a 2-player head-to-head card game of 2 decks, which just seems absurd to me. Why would I jump into a predatory soup? I don't think I will. But if you're interested, check it out. The finish is Wednesday, May 28th at 3 p.m. Moving along to this one. Probably bad, but we'll see. It's Burglars Blitz. You're a burglar. You're a burglar. The loot is tempting. All right, yeah, okay, maybe I am a burglar. The cops are coming. Oh, I'm glad they're having a good time. A push-your-luck card game of mansion mayhem. Plunder or blunder? Let's see what this is. I imagine it's fine. I mean, $14, so that's nice. Ships only to the US. A twist on classic push your luck. Instead of collecting as much as possible before choosing to opt out, you're locked into a set number of cards you must reach, creating real tension as everyone pushes their luck to maximize value before a shared climactic end is triggered. Why is everybody replying all? So for Shakespeare by the Sea, they were just setting up like banking info, and our director, or the artistic director, emailed out saying like, "Hey, just like respond to me if you need to update your banking info." And people are replying all to that thread, being like, "Hey, yeah, my banking info is the same." And so I replied all saying, "Oh, well, perfect, since Matt's banking info is the same." Oh, that's even better. So I replied all to shame Matt for replying all. And then Zach, she just replied, "Hey, Jesse," but she just replied to me. And then she said, "Well, not me accidentally sending this to you unless I can fit into your payroll. Let a bitch know." Because I was the last person to reply all. Oh, that's so funny. I don't think this looks good at all. Fill your loot bag with 5 cards. You can draw the top card of the deck, choose to take it or discard it, draw the top card of the junk pile, resolve the effect of an action card you took on the previous turn. So it's just draw a card. Is it a high enough number? No, I'm going to put it away. Draw a card is a high enough number? Great, I'll put it in the deck. It's just drawing cards from the top of a deck and trying to get the highest numbers and choosing when to push your luck because you might get got. I guess Ink and Gold-esque. Ink and Gold is just way better, right? Like, I think Ink and Gold would give you this similar thrill in a more exciting way than just everybody drawing a card one after another. But there, it's $14 shipping to the US. How much is shipping? $5. So $19. You want it for $19, draw a card from the top of the deck and see if you draw more. You can do that. You can check it out. Finish this Wednesday, May 28th, 4:57 p.m. Moving along to Escape the Labyrinth. Lead your heroes out of the twisted trap. Yucky. Roll your dice and escape from the labyrinth in time. Roll and write game for the whole family, except only one of you will escape from the labyrinth and the rest of your family will be turned into Minotaur-like monsters. That is the pact that you have entered in playing this game, or even looking at this game. We are all part of the labyrinth now. Carrot pen. Yeah, I remember looking at a bunch of other carrot pen stuff. I don't remember being overwhelmed by any of them. What do? You roll and draw a route? Yeah, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are all the different shapes that you will draw. Your goal is to connect 6 escapees with their designated exit. So symbol's got to go to symbol. So it's like your own little version of Suro that you're playing for 6 people. You get points for every person who successfully escapes. How much are you? €3. That's about the right call for a print and play. So if that seems exciting to you, route building, if you like Suro, check it out. That finishes Wednesday, May 28th at 5:59 p.m. Let's move along to this one. Persecuted Cracow. Dear Diarily, it was such a beautiful and sunny summer until it came. The time of war. Dang it. The time of the persecuted. Take on the role of one of the unique characters. Use your personal abilities. Be careful. Don't let the occupiers catch you. Create a resistance movement. And above all, survive. And now, in English. I like that they're whispering things in this trailer. With elements of logic game. You interested? Use your personal skills. Competitive, cooperative, solo mode. Create a resistance movement. Don't give up. A lot of historical content. Make use of the rules to win. Yeah, that's different from other games. Follow now to get special character for free. I'm dead. I'm being persecuted. And above all, avoid paying taxes. All right. I know nothing about this game. So, there's a how to play the game section down here. A video rule book. Is it just them whispering it, the whole thing? No whispering. Not interested. You can do a cooperative mode or competitive mode, but it seems like a cooperative game. You have to establish a resistant movement in occupied Cracow. This is achieved when at the same time, each player has 7 resistance points. Okay, to win, the mission must be completed with a strict time limit of 10 rounds. I love one of the actions that you can do in this game is roll the dice. If you roll a 5 or a 6, you get paid. It's a day shift. But it's like, are they going to pay you? Are they not? You don't know. Okay, so there's 2 modes in here. There's the cooperative mode and the competitive mode. Competitive seems a bit weird because you can move onto a space with somebody and then you attack them and you have a brawl and you can reduce their health. And then if people get reduced to 0, then they become collaborators and essentially work for the game. So in the cooperative mode, You're all just fighting against the collaborators. Each one of these, this sort of 3x3 grid, they'll have different actions on them. Essentially, it'll be an economy of movement style game where you'll move one spot, do the action. Those will allow you to draw some cards. Cards will give you flexibility of movement. They'll give you one-time abilities. You're trying to get and trade in things to get 7 resistance points each. The little fist. I think it looks fine. How much are you? 84.66 Canadian for the Smuggler Pack. That's the base game. The print and play is 15 bucks Canadian. That's nice. The Conspirator Pack, the base game and all stretch goals, is much better. Okay, great. So it's only 40 bucks Canadian, $30-ish US. That feels decent. Shipping is gonna be, I don't know what what these all prices are in euro. 6 or 9, 10 or 81 or 10.81. Australia is 46 euro. Canada, US 34 euro, I think, to ship. Yeah, so you really just want to ship it in Europe. I'm really not blown away by this. This is a game that I will immediately forget when I leave this campaign page. Is kind of how it feels to me. But if you're interested in that action economy, maybe the theming of it suits you. People were saying, oh, I live in Krakow and I love it. So maybe that's you. And if so, that finishes on the 28th at 6 p.m. Moving along to this one, Pandora's Legacy. Wow. An epic puzzle board game. Plays Pandora and restore order to the realm. This jigsaw puzzle escape room legacy game. TED Ed. Oh, that's why so many people have gotten it. Because it's just TED, like TED Talks. It's their first one. And so I wonder how many people who are new to Kickstarter. Yeah. Oh, returning backers, 8,000. Only 2,000 new backers. Sure. I would have expected that to be maybe reversed. Let's see what this is like. Oh, so it's just a big puzzle. 1,200 pieces. 17 new boxes. Wow. Cool. Yeah, I mean, that does seem pretty cool. How much are you? 99. $1,000, $1,000. 1,000-piece jigsaw, Pandora's Gift. 1,000-piece jigsaw, Pandora's Promise. 20 hours of solving fun for 1 to 4 players for this ultimate bundle. Just a peek just gets you a jigsaw puzzle, but it doesn't actually get you the game. And then the great unboxing is 65.91 Canadian, which gives you a 1,200-piece jigsaw puzzle. 12 to 15 hours of delightful playtime. So if you wanted to get the expansion in there, it's an additional 40 bucks. And all Pandora's Legacy proceeds will be used to further TED Ed's nonprofit educational missions to support students and teachers around the world. Perfect for jigsaw lovers, escape room enthusiasts, and puzzle fiends who are excited for a challenge. That does seem neat. Like this idea of every time you will be interacting with this map, you'll have to find pieces on the map, so very micro-macro. Plus escape room elements of getting new pieces and saying, okay, well, what do we do with these new figures or figurines? And what is the puzzle to be solved using this base map as a guide? Once you assemble, you have to, box alpha contains the pieces of the main section of the jigsaw. So you'll do the balance between doing a jigsaw, putting it away. The only problem with this is if you don't have a place to like leave it out, then it's a no starter. Like for me, I'm actually quite interested in this. I don't have a place where I would leave it out. So it realistically, it cannot exist in my house or life. That is cool though. This is the game's starting area, the Garden of the Gods. I'm really intrigued by this. Yeah, I like this as a concept. Feels like you'll unlock small puzzles, the tactile experience. I'm not expecting to be blown away by the puzzles in this. I think it'll be more like micro macro style of puzzle and minimal escape room puzzle solving, but I think I'm way more interested in this than the Bumfuzzled one. Yeah, quite surprising. What's shipping like? Shipping to the US, Canada, $9. Backers outside of the US will not be subject to US tariffs. Good job. For US backers, if tariff rates remain the same, we expect them to be around $10. However, we think it's likely that tariffs will decrease significantly in the next few months as the administration backpedals as much as they can. Yeah, and it all goes towards like nonprofit stuff. I mean, it's got the cachet, it has the tactile nature, it has a cool theme, the art style looks great. That looks really good. If you're interested in that, that finishes Wednesday, May 28th at 8 p.m. Moving along, we're not covering this one, Nataterra, because you guessed it, it is the $1 pre-pledge, and we don't cover stuff that uses the $1 pre-pledge. Unfortunately, even if they had to spend $10,000 on marketing, and we'll be in the hole because of it. What's next? This is what we are going to... I wasn't going to skip this, but just to make a point that I'm spending my time on this when I would have spent it on, an epic strategy fantasy board game. Nope, don't care. We have a Life in Purgatory card game. It's an action-packed strategy card game. Doubtful. Filled with lies and deceit. the description is at least. Separate and shuffle your Hell, Heaven, Purgatory, and Character deck. Once shuffled, place the Hell and Heaven and Purgatory cards in the middle of all player. You take a Truth and a Lie. You take a random character, like Satan. The character with the lowest number goes first. Everybody reads their character card effects and do whatever it says. Oh, so that's the setup. Okay. Take turns. You pick a card from the Purgatory deck. Instantly pick up something and end. Okay, cool. Fact or lie. Fact or lie about headline quote. So basically it's Trivial Pursuit, but lying. Much better idea than I thought it was going to be. Get away with your lie and draw a Hell card. Have your truth believed to draw a Heaven card. If you tell the truth and the verdict is lie, go again. If you lie and the verdict is lie, end your turn. Oh, so you should always tell the truth then. How to win. Build your hand and use your cards to reduce your opponent's lives to 0. Oh, this seems... You had me. You had me, and then you made it convoluted. And it's 20 pounds. Convoluted, but there's the potential interesting idea of Trivial Pursuit, but that game already exists. That game is called You Must Be an Idiot, where sometimes you're trying to answer the trivia, or sometimes you're trying to answer it incorrectly. Well, I played that once where the answer was X-Men, and my friend Damien was like, X-Mans! And I thought he was just being funny, but then Cody called him out and be like, no, you're the idiot. You're the idiot around the table. You're trying to pretend and put the wrong answer. Will make us think that you're just joking. And he was right. All right, we're moving on to this one, which is also probably not good, but we'll see. DeckCreative. One deck to tell your own games and stories. You want me to tell you how to play a game? No, figure it out yourself. We're going to just draw a bunch of things on it and hope it works out. Oh, well, I'm not a creative person, so I don't need it. Oh, okay. Right, use DeckCreative to choose first player or break ties. Although the rules it says you have to clap in between every turn. Who cares? Yeah, all right. It's just like a little prompt deck. So it gives you some art style if you're doing role playing. If you wanted a prompt to jumpstart you, it's got a bunch of things like the crowning, different dice rolls, hero, guardian, first player, and tiebreaker. Who writes more adjectives in 1 minute? New role, you must speak with a strange accent. Sure. Just a bunch of different prompts. First player and tiebreaker, who gets the higher value on a d20? See, I would never have been able to come up with that myself. I would never have thought, maybe we should roll a dice and see whoever rolls the highest gets to be first player. That is innovative, DeckCreative. That is, dare I say it, DeckCreative. Ask, you want fries with that? Oh, sorry, you want it with fries every time another player steals something from you. I mean, I understand the concept. However, I think it isn't executed that well. And for €30, $48 Canadian plus shipping for an additional €5 or €6, I mean, would I ever want to spend $50 on this? No, absolutely not. Like the idea, like the concept, just fails a bit in the execution. That finishes Thursday, May 29th at 10:56 a.m. Moving along, we're not touching this one either because, wouldn't you know it, it is a $1 pre-pledge. And again, a middling game that's trying to rely on FOMO marketing to take money from you. We're not going to do that. We're going to look at a different middling game that's going to try to, prove itself to take money from you. And that's this one. Next Station, the Singapore MRT game. Race through Singapore's iconic MRT network in this family-friendly board game celebrating Singapore's iconic and heritage landmark. Sure, I don't know what this is. It only has 58 backers, so I imagine not a lot of interest, but we're going to check it out. Okay, so the if I'm reading this correctly, the inspiration for this was he went to a store, saw that there was a box called Next Station London, and thought, there should be a Next Station Singapore. And currently his design process was he had the cards horizontal, and then he switched them to vertical. He talked to his wife, and his wife's like, you know what? People might actually want to see pictures. And so he put pictures of the landmark on them in the vertical way. That's pretty much it. And we also have these numbers, which I assume correspond with how to play the game. But it's card shedding. So you start with 7 cards in your hand. You want to clear the game. You play a card that is the same color as the topmost card in the play pile. Otherwise, you draw cards from the deck until you can play a card. After drawing 10 cards, you'll skip your turn. So it's Uno. Yeah, it's just Uno. But if you want a copy of Uno, you can get it for $65. Well, I was going to say Next Station London may want to copywriting, but one, they're not Hans and Gluck, and two, I don't think they should worry. So that finishes Thursday, May 29th. We're moving on. We're moving on to this one, Super Pixel Tactics. This is one that people have been drooling over in my Discord. They've been salivating. They've been running to used video game stores, buying cartridges for NES, stuffing them in their mouths and slobbering all over them and saying, give me more tactics, give me more tactics. And they've been forcibly removed from every single video game store in their area. If you've heard on the news this rampant fever of people running into used game stores, grabbing their NES cartridges, stuffing them in their mouths, saying, play me like a Super Nintendo game. This is the game that started it all. This is the reason why people have been doing that. So I'm interested to see if I will also get NES fever, as we're calling it. New pixels, same tactics. All of Pixel Tactics is back in storage form. 26 all-new heroes and leaders. The ultimate storage solution. Supercharged graphics. Gameplay and effects remain the same. If you want a fast two-player card game, Pixel Tactics is one of the best. All these people can't be wrong. Maybe they can. Oh, also, One Stop Co-op Shop said that they really enjoyed the solo mode. That's why. That was the actual reason why people were getting excited about this game. Hang on, you don't know how to play Pixel Tactics? No, I don't. Choose a leader. You give your unit a powerful effect and defines your gameplay strategy. Assemble your unit. Each hero has 4 different ways to play. Choose each hero wisely. And where you play them, even wiselier. Nice. Battle, use your heroes and leader to combat the rival forces. Take out their leader before they do the same. Click here to read the rules. Yes, please. So they're trying to give you a Final Fantasy tactics style game. I mean, if you can emulate the excitement, you draw a hand of 5, you secretly select one card to be the leader for the unit that goes into the middle. On your turn, you take 2 of the following actions. You draw a card, recruit a hero, clear a corpse to free up the slot, use an action on your leader card, play an order, and then a hero and leader in the current wave that wasn't recruited this turn can do one of these each turn. Cast a spell, move, switch, or attack. So once you've put them down, then they can always attack, etc. That seems very easy. And then it just shows the buffs, the healing, the debuffs, etc. So it's the same old Pixel Tactics, except they're giving you a champion mode and charging a crap load for it. Pixel Tactics, 1, upgraded 16-bit, $15. That's great. That's a really nice price. This is a great price for a 2-player head-to-head battler, you know? That feels really nice. The Super Pixel Tactics is everything, gets you to $100, plus the solo mode, pledged 286 times versus the 35 times over here. People need their everything. They need their all-in. I would be much more interested just in this little Pixel Tactics. But this will give you a number of different decks, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of each color deck versus 1 of each color. So if you times 15 by 6, that's $90. So you're spending an extra $10 because there's a solo mode. Sure, and it's in a bigger box, let's say. Let's say that's the reason. I don't know why anybody would ever consider this Super Pixel Tactics version unless they loved the game. If you're a new player, why would you not just get this? This feels just perfect. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I was expecting a little bit more robust game here. It seems pretty simple, playing with the cards, managing those cards in your hand, getting that 2-player head-to-head dueling aspect feeling involved.
So it's just like Duel Monsters.
It certainly seems like it might be. And shipping is, to the US, $11. Canada, $18. It's more than the game. So it's about the same price as the game. It'd be like $40 for me to get this. Not quite interested, but if I saw it out somewhere, I could consider it. 25 new heroes from Pixel Tactics 6, right? Interesting. I was expecting a lot more. Simple card battler, but I like the $15 price point, so good job. That finishes on the 29th at 8 p.m. That's Thursday. Moving along to this one, Food Truck Race, a simultaneous play cooking game. Overcooked meets Catan. Step into the non-slip shoes of a chef. Build out your food truck to plate your menu faster than your friends. Well, I like both of these things. I really enjoy both of these things. 4 chefs, $45. 6 chefs, $69. 8 chefs, $88. No, it's 90. I'm kidding, it's 90. Catan meets Sushi Go, so drafting. I'm not sold by the video, but let's see what the game actually is, rather than saying, hey, it's overcooked, but it's not actually real time, and when people are waiting for their turns, they can look at the art. That's what you can do. That's why it's a great game, because people will take a long time with their turns, but don't worry, we have some nice art. Roll 2 dice to set the prep station focus and output. So I guess you roll your dice and you see what you're putting out and how many you get. Plate the orders in your line to earn cash on every turn. Spend your cash on upgrades and groceries. Let's look at the rules. Okay, this is an interesting part. A raise to $50, but when you spend You're always spending points. So you're always spending points to make more points on ingredients and then selling those things. And you can't go into debt. Yeah. So it's if an A is rolled, you get your A, and then the number is how many you do. One chef will roll. All chefs must use the outcome of the roll to prepare their groceries. Sure. 3 for $1 will get you 1 stack. I guess it's all about the upgrades. I don't see the Sushi Go comparisons whatsoever. Okay, step 4, pass the dice. Chefs pass at both dice clockwise to end their turn. Other chefs may continue to work until the next chef rolls the dice. If the next chef rolls the dice to begin their turn while other chefs are still working, those other chefs are cut off from further work and cannot complete the action of this current turn. If they complain, tell them, kill it, and give them a moment to undo their partly finished action. So this indicates to me that this is then potentially best of 4 players, because in a 2-player game, you're just going to hold on to the dice until you finish your thing, and then you're going to pass it, and then the person's going to roll. So not going to affect a 2-player game. 3-player game, maybe. 4-player game, there's more chance for somebody to catch you out, working with the person next to you in tandem to do your thing pretty quickly. I think it would be more interesting if you, as the next player, could just take the dice. So if I know that the dice are coming up, I'm going to quickly do all my stuff and then take it and roll so that you can't do anything. Like, I think that's a potentially interesting thing. I see no comparison to Sushi Go other than there's food. The other flow of the game that's going to happen is you're going to have these ingredient or these orders that will just essentially keep on passing around and around and around. So I'm not quite sure why that will be interesting. I'm not quite sure why it's going to be interesting, why everyone gets to make the same things. The only thing that I could see being potentially interesting here would be the upgrades, and that as you develop your upgrades, then finally you get some asymmetry, and then you get a working engine, and you're rushing to get the best upgrades and tech up in that way. I was excited about it. I'm not that excited about it. 45 is okay, though. 45 is a decent price. 63, and then estimated shipping is going to be $16, $16 to get to Canada. So again, for me, it's like $80 or $90 for this. I wish there was a little bit more emphasis on that real-time aspect. I can see where he's trying to get the overcooked thing in there. I don't like that every ABC kind of does the same thing, but then again, that's how you upgrade things to change it. So you just start off with the base, and then you hope that the A's are rolled or the B's are rolled. Yeah, I think it's an okay one. Potentially, it's a fun theme. There might be some good flow. It's a very lightweight game for sure. I just think there could be some tweaks. But if you're interested, that finishes Thursday, May 29th at 11 p.m. Moving along. Oh, great. To Hollow Pact. In Hollow Pact, alliances are fragile, betrayal inevitable, and the beast always one step closer. Sorry. The beast always one step closer. Will you survive? I can get a free expansion for the backers. I'm really excited to check out this campaign. If you didn't know, I did a playthrough with Zach and Colin. We played through this and we had ourselves a good time. I had a great time ripping them limb from limb and sucking the marrow of their bones. They had a less good time because I love when you watch back the video the whole time. Zach is so cocky. He's so overconfident because they were doing so much better than they did when we played it previously. And he said, yeah, there's no way. You suck. You can't even get us. There's no chance. And then my plan comes into motion and I wreck him and he runs off screaming into the darkness and goes insane and dies immediately. And then he's like, why did I lose? That wasn't fair. I'm like, well, you had it coming. But I'm excited to see what sort of things that they have added on offer. I have played this a couple times, which was great. And then we played and did a comparison video to Beast as well. Sorry, to Beast as well. And there was one comment recently that annoyed me, where the person said, I don't think you should give your opinion after just playing Beast once. Well, would you rather I played it? Not at all. That's what you would prefer? I'll also say this. I have yet to play a game where I've come back to it and my opinion has so drastically shifted based upon the mechanisms. Even in games that I have played incorrectly, I still play enough of the feeling of the game to be able to solidify a pretty decent opinion on them. Or would you rather I lied to you and said, I've played Beast 73 times? No, it's the dumbest thing ever. So yes, I wasn't offended by your comment, but you should be offended to yourself. Let's see what this video is all about, because I don't know if I watched it. I love the art in both of these. You stole the cargo. Well, I think I did watch this video, but I'm gonna watch it again. Urgle! Yeah, you know what? The game really does give that vibe. It does. This is way better than Beast. I really love the actions, and I love the multi-use cards, and that you're just drawing these cards, that there isn't that emphasis on the draft. because each card sort of has its own inherent value to it. And so I like the excitement of drawing new cards and resting and then seeing, okay, what are my actions? And then having your own base actions. Anyway, I think that's great. The Nightmare Box, darker and deadlier, more miniatures. Oh, includes the insane miniature versions, and is a big box, so you get the community expansion one, and is unique beast cargo, which is fun, but you don't need that at all. Standard box, cheaper than retail. Yeah, I wouldn't do gameplay pledge. I would look at the standard pledge if you're considering things. This exclusive pledge, who cares? These extra minis, you're not going to use them. Swapping out the insane version, you're not going to do it. But this, €69, that's the one that you want to look at. 109. Of course, it is the one that nobody has picked. Come on, people. You don't need to spend so much money on these things. This is the option. It makes me, I'm so offended. I'm offended that the €69 isn't the pick. All right, but it is 109 Canadian. And we do have to factor that in. I have to balance out what is being added here because, again, I got a smaller version for the demo. And so the small version that I got, if that was $100, I would be very upset. But it's not going to be. There's going to be a number of different things in it. So I have to look at it. Spirit shaded effect. That's cool. Got a nice little wash on it. All right. Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't explain the game. Hey, I just assumed you watched the playthrough. Go watch the playthrough. There you go. Game explained. Essentially, somebody will be a beast. And you'll work your way through these 3 different tiers of city. And each one of those tiers of city is going to have a different mini game in it. So the stuff that we got was often like, hey, go to each part, collect a thing, that'll open a gate to the next level. You go into the next level, it says, oh, now this is on fire, so collect 2 bombs, throw this mine cart into the wall, and blow open a hole to escape, right? And all the while, this beast is like chasing after you, trying to kill you, and kill everybody who's escaping because one of you has the cargo. The other of you has a rock, like Charlie Brown. I got a rock, but everyone else has someone has the cargo that the beast is looking for. And so what I'm really excited is to see the player count, or the amount of schematics that they have, because that's going to be the thing that shakes up the game. The amount of different beasts they have will be fun. The scoundrels didn't feel all that different, so I'm interested to see if they've added more scoundrels and to see if they have solidified some of the changes that they were talking about. In our review, we were like, oh yeah, the only things that we didn't like, we talked to them and they were like, yeah, we're changing it. Yeah, we know the balance is off. Well, we'll do this. And that was just a very delightful exchange to already have that feedback. Be like, yeah, we've gotten that too. We're in the works of like tweaking it. Now, whether or not they tweak it into what capacity, I don't know, but I like the game as it is right now, even if it didn't change. So every card costs you stamina, and then you can trash cards to get spirits, which will give you additional abilities as well. Looks like there's only 2 packs. That's fine. The packs are just like, this whole idea of will you honor the pact isn't really anything. It's just, will you escape? And how many people can win when you escape. So having variability there, I don't see where the variability is going to come from. It's just the goal of the game, and you're not going to change the goal of the game. This idea of it being semi-cooperative, it's not really. You just play to win. It's whoever escapes with the cargo wins, but you can get like a half victory if you escape and the cargo's also escaped, or as the beast, you can get a half victory if you've killed one person. It's really just a first, second, third ranking system if you want to think about it that way, and I only play for first place, so I don't really care. They've added a solo mode and an oracle, 2 scoundrels running away, an automated beast. That seems to make sense. All right, we have 4 scoundrels. We have 3 beasts. We have 5 outskirts. I only had 4. We had 5 village, 5 inner city, 4 rituals. Sure. 9 schematics. So 9 schematics means 3 for each section, right? You're going to be playing with 3 each time, but they have unlocked 6 with additional stretch. So you'll have your choice of 5 for each one. 5 feels reasonable for me. That is the number that I like. I really like the curse deck as the beast. That's one of my favorite parts of this game. And I didn't get to interact with it that much. And this is where the nightmare box doesn't matter. The variability is going to mostly come from the schematics. I don't think there's going to be enough variability for it to feel wildly different between the characters. Currently, as I have seen them, I don't really have faith that the characters will be that different. You're also getting Ismeria, the Fallen Huntress. So the Ismeria character pack is it's €9. To play as an additional beast, you could probably upsell yourself to that. Oh, the Citadel District pack, get lost and never changing with new districts. 9 additional districts, so an additional 3, and so 9 additional districts, so new maps, and 3 schematics. Yeah, I kind of wish that was just in the base game. Community expansion. Story so far, you get a beast, the Legion with its many rats. Cool. You get an extra scoundrel helping others, a little bit more cooperative one. Some new deeds. You get some more remnants, some curses, some hidden agendas. So the main part of these stretch goals feel nice. Stretch goals feel, let's see if they've earned their shipping. It'll be nice to have an additional beast. It'll be nice to have an additional scoundrel. Then you may not even need that extra uptick, right? I also like that the schematics aren't included in here. So it seems like the schematics will be in the base game. What's shipping like? Shipping, standard pledge, €22, Canada, €20. So for me to get in Canada, it's 89, so it'd be about $134, $140 for this game. That's pretty tough. I mean, I really did enjoy this game. I feel like that is a bit pricey for me personally. If it was like 90 Canadian, 80 or 90 Canadian, I could justify that, right? Again, I guess it's 110 Canadian as the base. So that's my normal, like, I want it to be cheaper. 80 is what I would want it. And then shipping, the shipping is about $30 for me. Do the stretch goals hit that $30 mark of value for one beast and one scoundrel? I don't know. Again, I don't think there's going to be as much variability with the beast and the scoundrel. And so even though it'll be fun to have, this could be a wait till retail situation if you want to save the shipping. I think the core game as they have it, you won't miss the curses and the additional cards and the additional stuff that they've included. Yeah, I don't know if you need it at Kickstarter. It was definitely fun though. And again, loved it so much more than Beast. It is pricey. Of course, you all don't care about price, but you know, if you do, check it out. The finish is Friday, May 30th at 2 p.m. Ultimately, I really like this. It's just a bit too pricey. If it was sitting in that $80 range for me to get it, I'd be like, yeah, for sure. When it gets to that 120, 130, 140, starts to be a little bit out of my price range for what this was. So let's move on to this one. Speedy Trial, an adult party card game. Now this hasn't funded, and obviously it's not going to. However, as the preeminent scholar of adult party card game, as I do own a copy of Spicify, a used copy of Spicify. It was given to me, by a fan, you know. He came up to me, his hands were shaking. He was very moist, and he said, "Please, I've been playing this game and thinking about you this whole time. Can you please take it?" And I said, "Take it." He said, "Take the game. Oh, please, just take it." And then he looked dead in my eyes and said, I want to watch you play this. I said, "Well, it's a bit personal." He says, "It's a party game. We can play it here at this convention." And then he disrobed right in front of me, and the convention dragged him out, and I've never seen him again. So let's see if this Speedy Trial can live up to the heights. Oh, it's probably not even an adult game. It's probably just a funny card game. Oh man, I didn't even read the brief. I just saw an adult party game. Oh, clearly my mind goes somewhere with the adult party game. Although I certainly hope so, because if this is an adult party game and this is the video that you're showing me, well, it's not appealing to my sensitivities or sensibilities or proclivities. Oh, it's just a funny card game of a defendant prosecutor. I'm so disappointed. I wanted some sex. Card game, a sexy card game. I wanted a sexy card game. Where's Fabio when you need him, huh? Team 1 hot set. I wanted cards like this. Blindfold, striptease, full Monty. Just shouting at, just screaming it at you. That's often how I enjoy nightly activities. Somebody just shouts at me all the time. Do you want points or not? Work harder. Oh, what a friggin' bummer. All right, we're going to move on to this one. Aeons End, Beyond the Breach, something that Zach has already pledged for. This is Wave 10? Wave 9 of Aeons End content? I think it's Wave 10. Aeons End Beyond the Breach. It expands on the beloved Expedition system with a brand new Fight 5. This means a brand new tier of Nemesis difficulty. Oh, okay. So you can go, usually just goes up to 4. And brand new type of treasure cards players can earn for surviving this gauntlet of challenges. The box is a standalone product with new mages, Nemesis, supply cards, friends and foes, and treasures that will enhance anyone's collection. Well, it's certainly going to enhance Zach's collection. And by enhance, I mean he'll play it once, mix it all in with a bunch of other stuff, and we'll never know if it sees the light of day ever again. Now, the reason why they hooked Zach in is because he was looking for the small little expansions and thought he could pick up some small little expansions, and then realized, after we did our complete history of Aeons End video, realized that it was harder to find these things as well. And that incited an enormous amount of FOMO inside of him. And he said, well, now I am resigned to getting everything Aeon's End all the time, always on Kickstarter. Even though when we did our ranking, all the small little expansions are good enough, right? You don't need the big thing, you just need the small thing. So if you wanted to get every wave of Aeon's End content plus 8 waves of content, you can get everything Aeon's End for 900 Canadian dollars. Or you could just get one wave. What is this other? Oh, it's an accessory pack that looks like it's an expansion. So Aeon's End, if you haven't checked it out, well, myself and my buddy Zach have a video of the complete history of Aeon's End, talking about why we like Aeon's End, etc. It's Zach's #2 board game. It's a very good system. Always have a good time with it. It is the same system that Astronauts jumped off of, and it will now be the Invincible card battling game. The benefit, what is in this accessories pack? That's the question. It's not gonna tell me. But what's in the accessories pack? You're not gonna tell me what's in it? Where's the oh, it's just not loading for me, right? Yeah, it must not be loading for me, the description. Anyway, we talk about all the different versions of Aeons and why Aeons and the New Age is the best one. Or was it War Eternal? I forget. It is nice that you can pick up these additional packs, though. So if you want to go through Zach's guide, if you're just getting into Aeons End 2, and you wanted to know which one of these small versions of the expansions are worth grabbing, you should go check out that video. Zach is the expert on Aeons End. So what's new in this one? It's really just going to a 5th. I wish I knew what was in this accessory pack, because it's nowhere is it showing me what's in it. Oh, yeah, and it's a real bummer that these small packs aren't going to retail. That's a very large disappointment for me. It would be great if you could get them from their web store, because they just give you a taste, right? They give you a taste of the system of the other one. So you're going to get 6 new mages, you're going to get 4 new nemesis, some foes and friends. So the foes and friends were introduced, I don't know where, but they're just an additional step. You shuffle them into the turn order deck, and then they will take an automated action. So you'll have a foe that you have to fight, so it's an additional challenge. Then you have a friend that you can bolster up and do extra combos with. You can add charges to them instead of to yourself, in case you don't like your own charge ability. We had a really great friend that we played in our last game, Zach and I, where we threw a bunch of spells into a pot, and then when we activated her ability, she did damage equal to the cost of all the spells. So we're like, great, let's just win the game in 2 turns by using that. And so kind of built that up to be our overarching one-hit kill strategy. This expedition mode is also a great mode that they're moving forward with. It basically gives you all the joy of the legacy campaigns in a singular box. And so you can go through mini campaigns in Aeon's End and fight harder and harder baddies and get bigger and better treasures, which is fun. It's fun to go through that way. I don't know why they don't have our entire history of Aeon's End up there. Well, because we didn't play Aeon's End Beyond the Breach. Aeon's End, people, if you're watching, you should send me these things beforehand, because Zach will play through them. And then I can just talk to Zach about them, and we can do update videos on more Aeon's End content. Why am I not getting these sent? Probably because I don't ask. But then Zach wouldn't have to purchase it all. Send it to Zach. Be a pal. He's already paid. Anyway, Aeon's End is very simple. You are defeating a boss. You are building your deck as you go through, trying to punch the boss in the face while dealing with their little minions as well. Want additional copies? This includes shipping. Okay. Shipping and taxes, pledge level, it's $30 to get to Canada, 20 to the US. So it'll be about $150 for this new amount of content. I think that's likely probably not a good purchase at this point. Sure, you do get the extra expansions. I think the extra expansions, yeah, I think they earn their shipping cost. I think they earn their shipping cost. I think the stretch goals do earn the shipping cost here. So when we consider that, then maybe it is a good purchase. Because I definitely think they do earn their extra shipping cost. And I think the benefit of doing it on Kickstarter or GameFound or in crowdfunding is you can go watch that video and pick, the top 2 or 3 of these little mini expansions to go through, which they're valuing again at $16, especially if shipping is $30. You've saved $2, Zach. So I guess it makes sense to do it right now. Zach, you should also check if there's a group buy in the Toronto Board Game Swap group for this to potentially save on shipping. I don't know if you've done that or not, but I don't know. I know you watch the videos. Hi, miss you. Okay, that finishes on the 30th at 11:59 p.m. Aeon's End is a great game. I feel like I can't talk about it more because I've talked about it a bunch, and just go watch that. I'm not going to cover this because this is insane. There are 13 backers. It's a lie. And they've raised $3,200 US. So essentially each backer has raised, on average, $246 for this game. Does this look like a $246 game? It most certainly doesn't. So that means that it's not being produced, really, or the chances of being produced are very low. We're not covering it. I wanted to touch on this one too. I think I've seen this guy before. I'm fairly certain that he's only done 7-player murder mystery games. I remember Heavy Lies the Crown. Keeps coming back with this 5 to 7 player murder mystery game that you can print out. It's a murder mystery game for 5 to 7 people. It's a print and play. It's €20, and he's now this is number 8. This one also looks like a White Lotus theme, which is what you should have led with. Yeah, they've all looked fine in the past. A decently thought out murder mystery game. Everybody's going to get their own little player booklet in advance and can study up. Let's see, the community. 42, there are no new backers, 42 returning backers. So there you go. He's been doing it for a while. Maybe it's worth your time. You can check out the other ones that he's done as well. That's all I'm going to really spend on that one. That finishes May 31st at 10:59 a.m. All right, I was going to ignore this one because it's not doing well, but there might be something here. It's a trick-taking game where everything has a price. Your goal is to win cards that have these handshakes on them and not get the cards that have X's on them. And every round you can spend money to change the trump suit during the round, which doubles the price of their cards in that suit. And then you play the highest. You don't want to win the X's. You do want to win the handshakes. I don't know if this would actually work. I think it's an interesting concept. I don't know. I've been really... There might be something here. When does a round end? Oh, you get a set amount of income as cash notes. You either spend the cash during the round or save it to have more capital. So you can save it at least. You can save the money in between stuff. How much are you? Print and play is $6, $22 for a copy. I don't think it's that good. But I do like that this is a Arrested Development reference, so there's that. It's not as bad as I expected it to be. I think maybe it would work, but I'm not going to spend $33 and then shipping like $50 for the potential of this game. When you could also probably do it with just a standard deck of cards as well, and you could just add in a bidding element and draw some X's and probably make this yourself. That finishes Saturday, May 31st at 9:38 p.m. You could do it as a print and play, right? If you're interested, you maybe do the print and play and then modify a deck of cards of your choice, so you don't have to worry about printing it out. This, I clicked on to see if it was any good. Seems fine. I can't think of anything funny to say about it. So we're just going to move on. Sorry, Bitlock. Next up, we've got the Dead World TCG. Again, another trading card game. I feel very confident that the Cyberpunk trading card game Neuroscape feels like it'll be better than this one, but we will see. Create an army that will scavenge, build, hunt, farm, and more as you fight for lands in post-apocalyptic Earth. By WJPC, the Wet Jolly Popcorn Committee. Oh my god. And 88 people have spent $56,000 on this. 56,000 divided by 88 means approximately, on average, everyone has spent $636 on this game. That's definitely real and not a money laundering scheme. Forget Saul Goodman. Just friggin' make fake trading card game Kickstarters. Nobody's gonna look into it. Slap in some AI art, make a convincing page, then say, oh, sorry, we went belly up. Blends the best elements of tabletop and card games with innovative RPG mechanic. Light and dark energy starter decks for $50. It's worse than the 40. Speed and dice system combines luck and skill. That's what they're saying. I do really like the art style on this, so that's something. One of your best shots at pulling rare Kickstarter exclusives. You could buy one case of booster boxes for $700, or buy 8 cases of booster boxes for $4,800. Punch me in the mouth and call me Herbert. That's what I have to say about that. I guess it would be harder to money launder because you have to have like the money coming, right? So you have to have already deposited it. And we're at the bottom of the page. We're at the very bottom of the page and we're like, oh, what is Dead World TCG? I mean, the collectible aspect, like the artwork here is really great. However, they're not just describing any gameplay mechanisms or care anything about explaining what the game is. And why would you ever get this? If you want to go down another TCG, do the Neuroscape Cyberpunk, or even better, do the One Piece card game, because that one was actually really, really fun. That finishes Sunday, June 1st at 7 p.m. No, there's nothing worth talking about here. I thought maybe there would be, but I looked through it, and even with a Lizard Power Ranger, that's not even enough to talk about. So we're not. We're skipping to this one, which, again, probably will be, I don't know, I see some letters here. Maybe there are words involved. Meteor Shower is a fast and strategic two-player tabletop game where you race to build a path of falling meteorites across the board. What are you about? Sorry, you're going and you're collecting meteorites, but you're also building a line of meteorites. I guess whatever meteorite you collect, you then replace it with one of your own. That's probably what that means. Fun for the whole family, as long as your family is 2 people. Rulebooks, yes please. Goal of the game is to get from one side to the other, making a line of meteorites. So you can either roll the dice or you can move. So I'm just going to always move, and my opponent can roll the dice, and then I'll just scoop up every single meteorite on the board. Done. You can move as one of 4 trajectories. So you have to move to a meteorite to pick it up, and then you go somewhere and you drop it off. And after unloading, the stone changes color. So you can only carry 1 meteorite at a time. So you move, grab a thing, move back, drop it off. Move, grab a thing, move back, drop it off. Run, hope that you can roll some dice for a meteorite to fall in front of you, and that's it. It seems wildly uninteresting for $69 Canadian, and do they have the shipping here? They do. Shipping is just to the EU and to the United States, not to Canada. That's good, because I wouldn't want it anyway. $14 to $18 everywhere. Absolutely not. That seems... If you want a game that's potentially interesting about connecting one line to another, try Blue Lagoon, not this one. That finishes Monday, June 2nd at 2:50 a.m. All right, the next one up is Froots. I mean, I guess I'll talk about it because I just was reading about it. What is this video doing? Anything for me? You're just trying to collect the best set of fruits. You'll have secret objectives. You'll have cards in your hand which can do zany things like make you pick up fruits and make your opponent not pick up fruits. People might think you're going for the cucumber fruits, but you might be going for the orange fruits. This is not the agenda, to be clear. Play a card from your hand, collect some fruits, draw another card. You can rescue 1 apple, or you can rescue 2 apples. There's no... It's just like, hey, do you have the cards in your hand for the things that you want? No, just like me for looking into this game. That finishes Monday, June 2nd at 9:45 a.m. Now, next up, we have an interesting one. We have Sprites and Sproutes. And this is interesting. So Sprites and Sprouts will be better than Fruits, at least. It has that. It also did a $1 pre-pledge. Now, it's not listed on our $1 pre-pledge list because the weirdest thing happened. So Open Owl Studios, they did Mythwind. There was pushback against the $1, and they were like, listen, they wrote a statement being like, hey, we recognize the FOMO aspect of the $1 pre-pledge. They recognize that it's like not good for backers. They said, we're sorry for doing it. We're not going to do it for Sprites and Sprouts. But then they clearly, I don't know, have they worked with LaunchBoom? Is LaunchBoom listed? Let's see. Because during the campaign, there was a reservation page. There was a reservation page because my patrons are awesome and they track all of these things. We have a big list on our Discord as well. And it led you through to a $1 pre-pledge. And so rightfully, we were annoyed by this. And so we emailed them and we said, hey, you're not doing the $1 pre-pledge, right? You said you had this whole statement about how it was like predatory. And they said, yeah, we're not doing that. And they said, well, how come you have like a reservation page created by LaunchKit or whatever, that allows you to check out for $1. And their response was, oh, wow, we didn't know that this existed. Let's remove it. And then they proceeded to remove it. But the fact that like this thing was just auto-generated by LaunchBoom that could actively push people away, I'm assuming it's generated by LaunchBoom, because, and I'm going to take the creators in good faith, but like it could actively push people away from backing their product. Like that is reverse marketing. They just had this thing created that they're making people sort of opt into without a choice. And this page existed. And this page was presumably put onto Facebook ads because of how else would my community have found it, right? That these things exist, these pages existed, and they didn't say what you got for the $1 because there wasn't anything that they had just made up for this thing, but it just existed. They're like, this is a surprise. We weren't aware of this, and we will be shutting it down. Thanks. And it's just like so mind-boggling to me that this thing was created. How this thing was created, I don't know. But because they took it down, we're going to cover Sprites and Sprouts. Because we wouldn't have covered it if they didn't. And I just think that's such an insane thing to happen, that there is this thing which is collecting $1, which is collecting email addresses, collecting data and information that this company didn't even approve. They're like, nah. They're like, we don't want this. We made an active statement saying we aren't going to do this. And then this thing popped up that was collecting that information. So either it was from the company and somebody screwed up, or it was somebody else not in the company just trying to collect people's data, credit card information, and $1. Which, what a surprise. Who could have predicted that happening? Wait, I did. Yeah, so let's check out Sprites and Sprouts. This is from Open Owl Studios. It's going to be super cute because the art in Mythwind is great. And we'll see if this game can go on for 1,000 hours a session or not. Great, you have to choose your action. You won't be able to take new actions. Cute. Cute concept. I'm excited by the concept of this tile laying game and pattern matching game. You're going to be placing your sprites around. You're trying to grow vegetables in such an extraordinary way, but you can't let the farmer catch you growing the vegetables because the farmer is naturally jealous. The farmer has been bragging to his farm friends. He's playing Harvest Moon right now. He's trying to woo the entire town. And he's bringing his bell of the ball around his little carrots, and you've created a giant carrot, and he does not want to know that there are giant carrots out there. In fact, he doesn't want you to tell him that there are giant carrots, and he wants to just assume that the baby carrots are the way to go, and that everyone's happy with baby carrots, okay? And he doesn't want to hear differently. I like this potential. Here's what's getting me excited, because you're going to have your own garden board, you're going to get to upgrade your own actions, whatever. But the things that are going to be excited is that there are multiple things on the tiles. And so even if your pattern is like get 4 raspberry bushes in a row, using the tiles in a unique way and incorporating the other things into the mix, that's kind of exciting. I'm interested to see this farmer's movement and how can you anticipate it. Oh, come on, where is the rulebook though? You say you have it. They say it's in the tabletop simulator. Why is it not? Like in the comments it says, yeah, it's in the tabletop simulator. Why is it not on the page? Very disappointing. That's so frustrating to me. Click here to play a tabletop simulator demo. Sure, what if I don't have tabletop simulator? Why are you hiding a rulebook in this thing? Open Owl, what the hell? I still have some questions, and that's going to make me less enthusiastic about the game because you're not letting me investigate those questions myself. Just a nonsense idea. But then again, what am I expecting from a campaign that didn't know that other people were creating a $1 pre-pledge? Seems pretty hands-off, I guess. You can do 4 actions on your turn. You can plant a crop. There's a market of crops. You can put a crop down somewhere. You can tend a crop, which is flip something over and rotate it. So if things aren't in the correct orientation, you can then screw with somebody who just planted a crop down. Probably what I would do as soon as anybody plants a crop, I just tend that crop in a different way than how they've oriented it and ruin their plans every time. That seems to be the optimal strategy. Did I win? Number 3, getting more challenges, so more objectives to face. You're going to draw 2, pick 1. And then number 4 is using a special skill. You're also keeping in mind of the farmer has a random challenge card that's been assigned to him, and it's going to be flipped over at the end of the round, and you will harvest that specific spot. So by drawing new challenge cards, you can see which challenge card the farmer doesn't have, and it can narrow down your guesses for when you guess where the farmer is, because you're also going to get points for that. Yeah, it seems cute. Definitely seems fun. Oh my God, $68 Canadian? Maybe if this is 40, maybe if this is $35, this is like Flamecraft Duels. Wow. 68 Canadian. What are you even getting with this 68 Canadian? 49 US. You get a board, you get 5 player boards, you get 5 meeples, and you get some tokens and some tiles. Storage tray. And you get some draw bags too, I guess. That's fine. Man, that gave me some real sticker shock. Plus shipping to the US is 18, shipping to Canada is 20 in US dollars. So it would be like $95 to get a very simple tile placement game. One that looks fun, but man, oh man, that's pricey. I can see why it hasn't raised that much. I think the value that you're getting here, the game looks good, the game looks nice, but it looks like it should be at the same price of Cascadia. And Cascadia I can get for $35. So definitely not interested in that. But if you are, that finishes Monday, June 2nd at 8 p.m. That literally almost knocked me off my chair. Like I went, whoa! I had to catch my balance. All right, we've got this one. We have Battle Monsters, Godzilla X Kong. The Titans from Legendary Monsterverse collide in a battle royale featuring over-the-top action and epic scale. I know that this one is super expensive because people were messaging me being like, hey, I hope this raises $1 million, so you have to cover it. I do have to cover it because it exists. But I know it's like something stupid, like $250 for 2 figures. And they're like, it's Godzilla and King Kong. You're going to do it. This is grab a bunch of big toys and ignore the game. The game. Somehow feel that's not how they move. Battle Monsters. Monstrous fights. Massive fun. Massive fund, I'd say. Oh, I just know this is not going to be worth it. The mega bundle for $379 for 4 figures? Oh, stop it. Stop it. You're not allowed nice things anymore because you buy this. Player choice. Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Gets you 1 copy of the game, along with the Reinforcements promo pack for $125. Oh man. The Titans are evolving. All art and components are in progress or subject to licensor approval. Initiative and action. Deploy your troops. Pick your moment. Rage. Battle monsters in 2 minutes. All right. I bet that's all I'll need to see to. So the only thing out of that little video that I could think of being unique to this would be the Rage deck. It's just a resource that you're building up and then you'll get to trigger a special ultimate move. That's a potential. Come on. Why aren't you loading for me? Thank you for creating this rules doc, Restoration. Thank you. What I also thought was weird is that when it gets down to the 10 health or less, you loot. I don't know why it's not 0, but maybe there are effects that you can spend health to do actions, and so therefore you can spend a little bit of health to hit back at another monster. That would be my best guess. Now, it's not just all about the monster. You are getting all these little mini figures as well, with their hit points and shooting each other and destroying, but it really is just hit the other monster in the face as much as you can before the other player can do that. You've 1 Titan, 10 troops. Your Titan is not a troop. Effects that affect Titan or troops do not affect the other. That makes sense. Friendly troops, enemy troops, yeah. Because all of these troops are working for this giant monster. They're saying, listen here. Humanity's over. If you want to live, you got to get on the right side of this war there. And it's going to be Godzilla. So let's just suckle from Godzilla's teat and do whatever we need, because the other Supreme Overlord is going to be a lot worse than this one. We swear it. Move, attack, interact, reinforce. You have 1 special troop that can't be re-added to the game. You can activate all your different troop types. You're going to be activating all of your troops and your Titan in a certain order. There will be interactive building types. There will be a range. You'll roll standard rolling, attack and defense. Munitions, add Titan dice to your pool, so you can buff your dice, which is great. Crystal lets you re-roll dice. Of course, classic Crystal. I mean, sure. This all seems fine. Oh, if any Titan has 10 or less health at the end of a round, the game is over, because you can probably heal your Titan. Or if you get to 0, then it ends immediately. That makes sense. It all seems fine. Is it $125? It is more than just the 2 big minis. You're getting a bunch of these little trays, which could be chits, you know? I just think it seems so expensive for what you get. It's $174 for me plus shipping. You can add in Mothra for $50 essentially. Mothra feels like the best value because $125. That's $250. And so for $49, you should be able to get Mothra. And I guess that makes sense because you're just getting Mothra and you're not getting all the double of all the resource tiles. They are 180 millimeters to 160 millimeters. They're going to be big minis, but you've gotten big minis in other games. Monster Hunter, you got big minis, and you got more of them. I don't know. This just feels like you know me. In no world is this ever going to appeal to me. It's a skirmish game. It's like a skirmish game where you're battling each other's boss battles with a overinflated price point. Huge toy factor, I get it. $30 shipping to the US, $40 to Canada. These boxes are big, but this is $200 for a 2-player smash them together game. That's really just, I want a big toy and I want to go pew, pew, pew with my big toy. And that's fine. Like, let's just be honest. This isn't going to revolutionize gameplay. If you're getting it, you're like, man, I really want to see a big toy on the table, and I want to move my big toy around and go rawr. And I want to do that because I'm a 35-year-old adult. That's fine. You know, all the more power to you. Just don't pretend that this is going to be the most innovative of gameplay. It's not. You probably have games like this on your shelf, and you probably don't reach for those excitedly. I cannot see a world in which I would reach for this with excitement on my face. But if you can, that's great. That finishes Tuesday, June 3rd at 9 a.m. We're going to move along to this one. Rolling Seas, just a couple more. We have Rolling Seas, explore the monster-ridden stormy seas. Use the wind to sail through adventures. Tell the greatest tale. Build your reputation. Sure, let's check this out. This is from Nuts. Okay, I'm intrigued. It says set up obstacles on your neighbor's maps, but then in the video, they just ran right through the obstacle, so not sure what that one was about. Sailor Pledge, 25 bucks. I like. 22 euro. That's nice. That's great. Base game, 2 extra map. You get some Salty Dog expansion. The board is constantly changing as you draw new adventures to encounter. Okay, you sail around your map using the winds, which are determined by common dice that you roll every turn. Then take actions to build up the story of your adventure. Sail to encounter fierce creatures, storms, other perils of the sea, explore the land, visit ports. Cool, you flip up these deterrents and they have to go in a specific spot. You can at least choose the orientation. I like that constraint and that little choice. I'm really confused because this says southeast, but it's on the southwest spot. And I mean, for somebody who doesn't know their east and their west, that's awful to me. I get it, but also you have the letters there. I don't know why this is the example, and it's so hard for me to remember east versus west because I always think left to right, and I always think east to west. So then my brain associates that east is left, but it's not. East is right. West is left. And this is just, it hurts me. What is this example? How have you gotten the wrong picture for your example? You roll 2 dice. You determine the wind direction. The wind is blowing to the northeast. You point the compass in that direction and see that every move to the northeast costs you far less than moves another direction. This doesn't mean you can't attack. If you'd rather explore the land, the exploration log shows what rewards you'll find based upon the result of the dice. Okay, so that's the other dice that you rolled. So you have 3 different options of movement choice, trying to move in a different direction. I would still like the rule book. That just killed me. So the dice rolling doesn't seem like it has that much of an effect on the game. It just helps your movement. But everyone's going to get a certain number of actions, I assume? Yeah. Then choose and perform an action simultaneously with everyone else. And your actions can be sailing equal to your ship cost, right? Or your ship's movement ability. You'll essentially get 2 main resources, gold and provisions, or wind in your sails. Okay, cool. So perils are you can pass through, you can't stop in them. Currents will push you forward. Rocks will block your path. You'll want to time out when you explore because the resources will change depending upon that other sideboard. So it's timing out how you can explore, how you can navigate the sea, building cannons, visiting ports to gain renown. That's the main point of the game is to travel all over the world and tell everybody how awesome you are. That's the story of the game. Travel everywhere. So you're trying to be economical with your movement and collect the resources that will help you move more, avoid pirates, avoid ambushes, get gold, get paid. I think it's potentially neat. I don't know if the traveling would get tedious after a while. I don't know if the exploration, there's enough variability in the maps with the things that are popping up don't seem to be that worrisome. They just seem like they'll slow the game down more than make it actively exciting with the rocks, etc. But dropping down ambushes where you have to fight other pirates seems interesting. It's 35 Canadian, 22 euro, and then shipping is 14 euro to Canada and to the US, 11 to the EU, 8 to France. So it would be like 55, 60 bucks for me. I'm not completely enamored with it, but I don't think it's that bad. So check it out. It finishes June 3rd at 12 p.m. I wish this was potentially interesting. And that it felt like it was a real thing. I don't feel like it's a real thing, or they're just making it off of GameCrafter or something. This is an incorrect amount raised, or on average, every person has put in $237.50 for a deck building. The idea here that drew me in, that made me want to talk about it, is the same idea that is in Emberleaf, which was the card dancing game, where you can push cards out, and when the cards get pushed out, they do an additional thing. that's an interesting hook to me. Being able to insert them wherever you want is also potentially interesting. You're vying for area control of 3 locations. So the things that you do with your cards is going to be fighting this battle and affecting the outcome of that. It seems okay. This is one that, hey, it's being made in the US. Congratulations, tariffs. You did it. You satisfied 16 people who definitely aren't fake. I can ship to anywhere in the world for an additional $45. Oh, Canada, it's only $30 for me, so it'd be $105 for me to get this game, right? What is it to the US? That's obviously the only thing. United States is $10, so it's $55 for you to take a chance on a very small deck of cards. Once again proving why creation probably won't ever work. I don't know, there might be something here. It's a fun sort of art style. Honestly, it just makes me think of my friend Reed's game Rune Beasts, which seems a lot more exciting than this. I don't know if that's signed to anything, but it's fun, and it's just a better Pokemon deck building evolution style game. If you're interested, that finishes June 3rd at 3:01 p.m., but unfortunately, I'm not. So that's it. That is it for the week. Now, every week, I do a pick for me and a pick for you. The pick for me being the thing that I think is the most interesting, mechanically, for me personally, and the pick for you being the thing that I think if you got, you would regret it the least. But let's remind ourselves of all these enormous tabs that we went through, because they all kind of blend together sometime. I thought my mic wasn't working this whole time. I saw the no bars. Oh, that was scary. Oh, very scary, but thank goodness it was working. So let's do it. Let's do a little grunt down, and let's see. Yeah, no, meh, nah, yeah, absolutely not, no, nah, absolutely not, meh, yeah, no, meh, no, yeah, too expensive, yeah, rawr, yeah, and nah. Okay, I've got it. My pick for me is the pick for Zach. It's Aeon's End, Beyond the Breach. I don't know. I like Aeon's End. I'll help Zach justify his purchase and enable my friends. This is not the pick for you, though. This isn't the pick for Zach. Zach getting this is a bad idea. But if you don't, if you already have 8 waves of Aeon's End, you don't need any more. You don't. But if you don't have any, Aeon's End is a fun card game. This would be a good time to get in. You do get some bonus stuff. I think it does earn its shipping. I still think it's better to not even get it at Kickstarter and get it just at retail and get a set and get another set at retail and not to worry about the small little mini sets, because there are so many other sets that you can get. So yeah, the pick for me is I like Aeon's End. I like Aeon's End, and I'm more likely to play Aeon's End than I am Hollow Pact, which would have been the two that I was debating between. And the pick for you is going to be Pandora's Legacy, an epic puzzle board game. If you're interested in escape games, if you're interested in these like large puzzle experiences, if you like jigsaw puzzles, I also think this looks really cool. What they have shown, I mean, they haven't shown much, right? I haven't been able to look into a rule book. I haven't been able to really dissect the quality of what the puzzles are. And so there is a potential here. This is a 50-50 on how it will drop, but it being the first major project from like TED Ed, it's going towards a good cause because it goes towards like extra education, and it does seem cool. It seems put forward, and I hope everybody really likes it. Very surprising. I wasn't expecting anything from it, but yeah, I think that would be the pick for you. For sure. So that's it for the week. There it is. That's all. I hope you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week. My name is Chris George, and I am supposed to say something here. I don't have a catchphrase, so it's probably not that. I appreciate you all. Whether life is good, whether life is miserable, I appreciate you spending some time with you and diving into people's hopes and dreams and tearing them apart. But I hope whatever's happening in your life, that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if it's horrible, I hope it gets better. And if it's great, I hope it doesn't get horrible. Have fun playing with your little toys.